evening, Blue Jay fans, and welcome to the first wrestling match of the season. This is Patrick Meyer here with John Powers. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing well. How are you, Patrick?
Good. Big triangular to start off the season here. We got the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays, the Gilbert Tigers, and the Roland-Story Norsemen. This duel will start out with Gilbert and Roland-Story, and then we'll pick up a couple of Blue Jay doubleheaders here to finish off the night. But excited for wrestling season to get started. I know Blue Jays have some big expectations coming into this year and some excitement coming.
They sure do, and this is a great opportunity to kind of see what everybody's got in these first few dual meets. So that's always exciting.
Yeah, very much. First duel of the season, and then Blue Jays pick it up right away again tomorrow morning with one of the biggest tournaments that we will get to see outside of state with the Dan Gable Donnybrook over in Iowa City. So that's first year last year for the tournament, and I know you got to go over to that. What was that like?
It's definitely a different experience. It gives you a good sense of what running out of the tunnel is like, and you're going to get a big match no matter what. There's good guys stacked at every weight. Some say, it's harder than the state tournament because you're bringing in other states as well. So there's definitely a lot going on, but I think in the end, everybody benefits because of it.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Like 32 teams, I think it was.
Yep.
And, Illinois, Missouri, Minnesota, maybe Kansas or Nebraska. I don't know. There was a lot of states represented, and it was a big deal. And we brought in some hammers from other states too, and so it was a really cool year last year and something for them to build on. So for the Blue Jays, that'll kind of be a good starting point of, what's my season looking like on that, where they get to go up against 3, 4, 5 ranked guys and really kind of set the pace for what their season's going to be like.
Yeah, for sure. And the best part is nobody's got anything to lose, so everybody's letting it fly, and you lose a close one, it's not a big deal, and you're going to have another good guy. So.
Yeah. Well, and what did you have, 5 matches there last year?
Yep, something like that.
So, I mean, and I think even the least number of matches anybody had was 4. And so you get a lot of action right away, and like I said, there's a lot of ranked guys. I won't see a lot of ranked matchups tonight. Blue Jays do bring in 5 or 6 ranked guys, and Roland-Story has a couple of ranked guys today. So we'll see some ranked wrestlers, but they don't pair up today. But that's all right. We'll get the season kicked off, and
that's right.
A little bit of excitement. So what we're gonna have for expectations here, there's 2 mats set up, but all of varsity will be on 1 mat, so we'll have focus on that. If you were looking to see a JV wrestling match tonight, sorry, that's probably not going to be on stream. But we will have all the varsity for all 3 duels. So we'll start off with the Roland-Story Gilbert duel, and we'll do our commentary on them. So obviously we don't know those kids quite as well, but we'll stick more to the wrestling probably on that.
Exactly.
So we had a countdown clock. It looked like we were getting ready to get started, and now we're kind of filtering around. So we should be starting soon, maybe 5 more minutes or whatever. But, kind of going through the Blue Jay lineup, because chances are that's what you tuned in for. Blue Jays are going to start. They did wrestle-offs last weekend. We had a pretty good crowd here for that. But varsity lineup right now looks at 106. It's going to be Reed Foster, who comes in the inaugural rankings at number 9. At 113 pounds is going to be Connor Pfizer, ranked number 2. 120 pounds is going to be Matthew McCray Jr. 126 pounds is going to be Maximus Riggins, ranked number 3. 132 pounds, Elijah Cook. 138 pounds, Dalton Rao, who's ranked 8th at 132. 145 pounds is going to be Jordan Ryle. 152 pounds is going to be Jack Lewis, who's ranked number 8. 160 pounds is going to be Marcus Teed. 170 pounds is going to be Aiden Carl. 182 pounds is going to be Alex Martin. 195 pounds, Jacob Vanderlinden. 220 pounds, Keaton Harper. And 285, Quentin Fulton. So a lot of names you're probably familiar with, a few new ones, and that's how we'll get started with this season. So looks like the teams are lining up for introductions. We can run through what we expect for Gilbert and Roland-Story. They did, send us a roster. It could be subject to change, but What we're looking at for the Gilbert Tigers at 106 is going to be junior Dennis May. At 113 pounds is going to be freshman Corbin Benz. At 120 pounds is going to be sophomore John Arts. At 126 pounds is going to be freshman Cale O'Brien. At 132 pounds is going to be junior Holt Bennon. 138 pounds is going to be sophomore Braden Ness. At 145 pounds is going to be junior Jacob Ruby. At 152 is going to be freshman Holden Boschart. At 160 pounds is going to be sophomore Noah Berger. On 170 pounds is going to be senior Hank Johnson. At 182 is going to be junior Ben Hammis. At 195 will be senior Cooper Bell. At 220 will be senior Jackson Stensland. And then at 285, Gilbert will have an open spot, so they will be forfeiting that. Switching over to the Norsemen, at 106 pounds is going to be freshman Hayden Eslick. At 113 is going to be freshman Cooper Spalding. At 120 pounds will be freshman Reese Fulton. At 126 and 132 pounds, they will be open, so they will be forfeiting. 138 pounds will be sophomore Dylan Nims. 145 pounds, Anthony Jones will be a freshman. At 52 pounds will be freshman Ismail Urgine. At 160 pounds is junior Christian Eslick, who's ranked number 8 at 170 in 2A. At 170 pounds is going to be junior Heston Johnson, who is ranked 10th at 182. At 182 pounds is going to be junior Ian Tripp. 195, junior Jackson Kadolf. 220, junior Thomas Jaden. And at 285, junior Aaron Payton. As I was reading those rankings, it's one thing to note, Bondurant-Farrar is a 3A team. The Norsemen and the Tigers are both 2A, so different set of rankings, different routes to state, but for this tonight, same matchup. So we'll have a non-conference with Roland-Story, and then Gilbert Tigers are in our conference, so this will be first conference meet of the year as well. So I don't think we'll focus too much on listening to them announce the starting lineup since
call.
We just read them and it's a little harder to hear them. So, coming into this year, I know you've been at some of the practices before getting your surgery done. Like, what are you thinking are kind of the goals for the team this year?
Well, we definitely got some new guys. There's no question about that. Graduated, some great senior leadership.
Yep.
But no doubt some guys have stepped up and been leaders. Dalton Rao is a guy that comes first to mind. He's kind of been demonstrating kind of the Blue Jay way and showing everybody where they need to be. So that's been huge in the room. And also been leading by example, which is just as important.
Yeah.
We got Matthew McCray Jr. He'll be making his debut. Really excited to see him. He's a super spunky, quick, little funky, going to hit you in the face guy. So
that little bit of funky kind of fits with our light guys.
That's right. Yep.
Pfizer and Riggins both definitely bring a little bit of funk. Maybe Riggins more of the funk than Pfizer does, but definitely brings a lot of excitement to the matches.
Funk, unorthodox, you could say quite a few things.
Yeah,
for sure. So
McCray and Rao. Let's see, we've seen a lot of similar names at some of the lighter weights.
Right.
You get up into the heavier, the mid weights and heavier weights. Some of the guys are returning,
right,
but maybe thickened up a little bit.
Yep. Jack Lewis is a new name, so that'll be awesome. He's been great in the wrestling room. Really tough kid, really good kid. Definitely really glad that he's a Blue Jay.
And Marcus T just got announced. He's looking like he spent some time in the weight room over there. So
that's right.
Saw you guys over at Brick House, you and unfortunately Cooper, who
right
is going to miss this season with a brutal knee injury. But that doesn't change the work that was put in. And
that's right.
Yep. So excited to see that extra strength put on and how that plays out. Alex Martin, another one who's bumped up like 4 weight classes and it's not because he's gotten fat.
Right. Yeah. No, that's right. He definitely was in the weight room this offseason. He also wrestled plenty freestyle and Greco, so that's going to be to his benefit greatly.
Yeah, definitely. He brings a brings a little bit of that crazy funk as well, but just from a heavier perspective. So, yeah, so, exciting season kicking off here tonight. We got our district assignments not too long ago, and we'll be traveling to Carlisle in a pretty solid district for us as far as what you'd be looking for. We avoided maybe some of the biggest hammer schools. We got Ankeny in there, so they'll bring some really tough opponents and that. But this year is a little bit different in that we will have three wrestlers from each district. We'll step aside quick for the national anthem. So looks like maybe we're starting at 152 pounds. We'll see what they actually bring out here, but trying to make judgments based off what the scoreboard says. So sometimes we like to point out, maybe since we've only been streaming wrestling for a couple years and a lot of people maybe aren't quite as familiar with wrestling as some other sports, we'll try to maybe make a few more updates about, how scoring works and team matches and stuff like that, just because we have somewhat of a maybe less experienced audience with wrestling. If you're wondering why we're breaking it down to things that seem so automatic and simple, it's because not everybody knows. And so we like to keep everybody entertained and build the fan base for not just the Bluejays, but also wrestling in general. So there was 14 weight classes in high school, ranging from 106 to 285. And we have a full group of wrestlers at every weight. Looks like Roland-Story is going to be open on a few, but should be a decent number of matches either way. Real simple aspect, if you pin a kid's shoulders to the mat, your team gets 6 points. If at any point you're beating the opponent by 15 points in that match, the match is technically finished and your team gets 5 points. If you, after all 3 2-minute periods, you have a 9 to 14 point lead, your team will get 4 points. And if you win by 8 or by less than 8, 8 to 14 is worth 4 points. If you win by less than 8, it'll get your team 3 points. So I'm sure we'll remind you that a little bit along the way, but we'll keep you up to date on the team score as well, because wrestling is both an individual sport and a team sport. And we look to win duels as well as individual matches. So it's I'm sure that's one of the goals written on the board is about winning duels as
sure
well.
Is.
So.
Always plenty of goals individually and team.
Yep. So it's good to have your goals written down in front of you, and we do a pretty good job of that around here with the wrestling program. So coming in at 152 pounds for the Gilbert Tigers, it's going to be freshman Holden Beauchart. And for the Norsemen, it's going to be freshman Ismail Urgine. Not too often do you get a battle of freshmen at 152 pounds, but we'll get it going here. Roland-Story is in the black singlets. Gilbert is in the white and gray with a black stripe. You see Gilbert actually has the red ankle bands today, and Roland-Story is going to be green for the first duel. Usually if you have a red team, you give them the red, but when both teams are red, you get to pick and choose, I guess. Not entirely sure what we're waiting for at this point, but yeah. So Bluejays will get to sit this one out, let their food digest a little bit after weighing in. Weigh-ins are what, 4:30? Sound right?
That'd be correct. Yep.
So, and at this point in the season, there's no pound allowance. You got to make scratch weight, and for some people that's really easy. For some people, they cut a little bit of weight to get there, but I don't have anybody's weigh-in. So as far as I know, everybody was perfect.
That's right.
Exactly 106 pounds for the 106-pounders. Looks like they're getting ready for a few JV matches on the other side as well. But, yeah, so as we look in, we'll fill some time, look into what we have coming up for the season. A few home duels that we'll broadcast all of those. A home tournament. Most Saturdays we're headed somewhere else.
Yep.
For tournaments, and we get some really good matchups in there. Most of our duels are on Thursdays, I believe, so most Thursdays throughout December and January we'll have duels. New this year, the state duel tournament is no longer the day before individual tournament. It'll now be the week before individual districts, which is kind of exciting because it changes maybe how much people focus on team duels.
Right.
As we're now getting started at 152 pounds. Two wrestlers tying up a bit.
It is a change. I do think that everybody will appreciate not having to make weight just another 2 days in a row. So,
and the issue was also on top of that is that some teams weren't really putting their best lineup out there because they didn't want kids to sacrifice their individual efforts, and having it 2 weeks before or a week before districts will change the focus a little bit on that. As the wrestlers break up their tie a little bit, both kind of feeling each other out. I believe this is both of their first matches this year as well. I don't think they had a duel on Tuesday, so you know it's we've two freshmen first time on the varsity mat, and nice little duck there from Beauchart trying to finish.
High cross to a finish. There you go.
Good mat return from Beauchart, and Urgine tried to turn into it and might get himself in a little bit of danger. So if you expose your back to the mat, they'll start swiping counts, and if you can give up either 2 or 3 near fall points if you have your back facing that way too long. So if you see the ref start swiping his hand, that's what he's doing as Beauchart's looking to work a half. Urgine gets the hand off his neck there, and
tough ride by Beauchart here, no question about that.
We'll see. Beauchart's able to get him back down now. This is where you get interesting because sometimes you can bait a locked hands call out of that when you drop back down to a knee, but Beauchart did a good job of breaking up his hands. Urgine's trying to come back out in front. Short time, 8 seconds left, and no call yet from the official. And he's going to award 1 point for an escape to Urgine because he couldn't quite get his hand out to take control for the reversal. So after one period, Beauchart from Gilbert's going to have 2, and Urgine from Roland-Story 1. I think the wrestler's having a hard time hearing his coach through the headgear. So Urgine is going to choose the down position. Referee helping to get him positioned a little bit. Bottom man set. Beauchart, the top man, going to cover. I'm not sure if I would have taken the bottom position after I was ridden most of the period, but he get to get out at the end, so maybe that made sense. Most of the time people take the bottom position because you got the best chance to get a point if you get the escape, but I think you most of the time took down. Every once in a while you went neutral.
Right.
And Beauchart's still in control here with the mat return now. Urging looking to belly out, get back to his base so he doesn't give up any back points, but Beauchart's got him turned over and he's giving up the back points. That's going to be a 3-point near fall, and he's looking for a pin. Has he got a half on the other side? Is that what we're doing? I don't think he's got the full cradle, does he? Maybe he does. He's at the wrong angle to see if he's locked up, but referee is holding the 3-point near fall, waiting to award it unless he comes back up or changes his move. And there's the 3-point near fall as he released his grip on the hold. So now it's 5-1 Gilbert. .28 seconds left in the second period. Not a whole lot of action. Both wrestlers kind of comfortable in the position they're at. Urging looking to turn in, might get himself in some danger. As Beauchart's looking to almost run a butcher there without having to come around it.
He's doing a really good job of grabbing that far knee, keeping him at bay, and now he's going to look to get maybe some more back points here.
And then he's awarded the, what did he get, 2?
Yep.
Only 2 points there, ran out of time on the 5 count, but that's going to give him a 7-1 lead heading into the third period. And Beauchart gets the choice, and he's going to choose neutral. We're going to get some injury time here for the Roland-Story wrestler. Sarah Moss, our fantastic trainer, working both sides.
That's right.
He's had something over on the other mat as well. So looking at his foot, I'm not sure what's going on there. But so with a 7-1 lead going into the third, goal here for Beauchart is to try to push this into bonus point territory.
Yep.
And, you know, another takedown would give him an 8-point lead and get his team an extra point. Is probably the logic on why he went neutral. And at this point, you haven't been on the bottom position with this kid, so it's kind of the unknown. Like,
might as well just stay there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, what if this kid is a really good, rider, and I don't know that, and all of a sudden I put myself in a position that isn't good for my team, whereas, neutral. I mean, I took him down once, so let's go after it. Almost looks like he's kind of cramped up in his foot there, but Sarah having a discussion with him and the coach, and yeah.
I think Beauchart's got his win, and he's ready to go now. So
yeah,
that always does play an effect when there is an injury.
Yeah, the injury time can give you a little bit of recovery time too.
Sure can.
First match of the season. You've been working on getting into wrestling shape since the middle of November, but that's only 2.5 weeks. You're still working at things. Beauchart needs to come around behind his back to get the 2-point takedown. Right now he's out in front, and there's the award for getting around behind him with the control. And now he's looking to run a half, trying to spin with him. And did he get a full Nelson? So
yep.
Beauchart's going to lose 1 point. Well, he's not going to lose it. Urging's going to get 1 point because Beauchart committed a technical violation by putting in a full Nelson. And so now it's 9-2, the Gilbert wrestler. And now he's on top, and he's got to find a way to get another point to get the bonus points. He has turned him a couple times, so he'll be looking to do that again. Doing a good job keeping pressure on him. Now looking to turn that half. Not quite buried, but might get it done.
Pretty tight.
Yeah. A minute 15.
Plenty of time to adjust and do whatever he needs to do.
So now that he's awarded the 3 points, you talk about adjusting. You're looking then to settle in and get your fall, and he does. So Holden Beauchart's going to get the 6-point fall to start off the match for the Tigers. Gilbert jumps out to the early lead, and as we move to 160 pounds, Gilbert Tigers, it'll be a sophomore Noah Berger, and for Roland-Story, it'll be junior Christian Eslick. Urging kind of limping off there. That's foot's bothering him. We'll see if he can rebound for the Bondurant match. As I mentioned, Eslick was ranked by IA Wrestle at number 8 at 170 pounds. He made the move down now to 160 since they made those rankings. Definitely has a little bit bigger size than those previous two wrestlers. As he drops in real quick with an ankle pick. Eslick working to make quick work of this, already getting the near fall points with the half in there. That's really tight, and there's way too much time left, and that's going to be a 14-second fall for Christian Eslick.
That quick ankle pick off the whistle can be a very good move, as most guys aren't looking for that right away, but got it done.
Yeah, you get that where if you're not ready when the whistle blows and the other guy is, it can change in a hurry if you're not ready to go. So now up to 170 pounds for the Gilbert Tigers. Hank Johnson is a senior, and Roland-Story Heston Johnson, a junior. This is probably going to be one of the better matches of this duel. Both experienced wrestlers, and both have had a decent amount of success along the way, although Johnson trying to work a headlock over real quick and decides to give that up, turns around, gets the 2-point takedown.
Smart move, just letting go of the head, getting your points.
Nice mat return from Johnson.
Gonna have to be careful here. Locked up a cradle.
Tell you what, Heston Johnson knew exactly what he was looking for, and he saw that knee step up, and he locked up the cradle immediately.
Yep.
Who doesn't love a cradle, right? So he's got the 3 near fall pending if he can't find a way to pin him here. And he ends up giving up the cradle, taking the 3-point near fall. He has a 5-0 lead now. Going to work to find some more back points. So in this spot, the Gilbert wrestler has to work up. He can't just lay on his belly or he can get called for stalling.
Another cradle locked up here, and it looks like it's going to be another 5 count.
It looked loose to start with. I thought he was going to slip his head, but that tightened up real quick. And then he's going to get the fall. So Heston Johnson with a minute 30 on the pin. So that gives Roland-Story a 12-6 lead now. After a couple quick pins. Moving on to 182 pounds for the Tigers, it's going to be junior Ben Hammes. And for the Norsemen, it's going to be junior Ian Tripp. Roland-Story is taking advantage of moving aggressively right off the whistle the last 2 matches. We'll see if they keep that momentum going. Previous 2 Tigers wrestlers just weren't expecting that much action immediately, and so. So Tripp and Hammes. looking to set up a shot here. Hammes drops down to a leg. He's going to try and pull that ankle in, but not able to.
Tripp in a snap down position here. This is tough on Hammes.
Oh. Kind of turned himself into a neck wrench almost, but still no points awarded as nobody's taking control here. Tripp trying to knock him off his base and turn him over. It might be that time where you just try to bail and get around behind and get the takedown, but now Hammes has a leg again. And there's the 2-point takedown for Ian Tripp.
Being stretched out on that leg for too long can really take something out of your gas tank, so sometimes you just got to let go and just wrestle.
Well, and the other risk you have there is if you sit too long, they might call a stalemate, and now all of a sudden that good position that you had is wasted.
Correct.
So Hammes came up and worked for a reversal, but they went out of bounds, so he's going to give the 1 point for an escape, and they'll start back at the neutral position. Tripp up 2-1, and Hammes in the shot right away.
Same position here. He's in a snap down. Doesn't get the leg this time. It's going to be 2 for Tripp.
Yeah, didn't hang out quite as long. Initially, he was looking to put him on his back right away. Now he's just like, well, I see my 2 points. Let me take my takedown, and we'll wrestle from there. Hammes has been aggressive trying to get the shots off, just not quite getting deep enough, and Tripp has been able to defend them both times.
Tripp's got him broken down.
Did he just full Nelson as well? Yep. So 1 point going to be awarded to Hammes because Tripp put in a full Nelson while trying to work for that half. He tried switching from the half on one side to the other side, but didn't let go of the head on the other side first. So
it's going to be a 4-2 match now, so an escape and a takedown will put him up.
Little slide there by Tripp. Hammes comes out in front, looking for a throw from the low position, and
looks like he
doesn't quite have it yet. Again, same position where it might be time to go around behind and get your 2.
Tripp gets the leg.
Oh.
Now he looks like he's in danger, but time runs out.
Good counter from Tripp there, because it looked like he could have been giving up that takedown, but or reversal, I guess it would have been. And we got blood time? Yeah. So Tripp's going to go over and visit Sarah for a little patchwork on the bloody. But after 2 periods, the Roland-Story wrestler is up 4-2. Or after 1 period, sorry, not 2 periods.
Both guys seem to be firing off some stuff, so makes for a really interesting match. But
yeah, they've been pretty evenly matched and pretty similar style. What they're both looking for a throw if they can find it, and sometimes those are the most fun when the kids both have the same aggressive style that
they each just want to put each other away. So
you get that little bit of extra scramble out of it. The Gilbert wrestler getting some blood wiped off of him too. It's now a good time to comment on Coach Corey's beautiful suit.
He looks great, as always.
I don't think it's a new suit. I think it's the same one from last year, but it still fits, so that's a good sign, right?
Sure is.
We got the best dressed coaches, right?
I would say so.
Although I guess I didn't pay attention. What's Coach Dottie wearing? Where's he at? He's pretty dressed
up there. He may not have a suit, but
no, but he's got the button-up jacket or button-up shirt with that. I don't think it's salmon colored, but I'm not positive what color I'd go with that.
Close to a peach or pink.
Yeah, I like it. All right, well back to wrestling on mat 1 now. We'll talk more about Coach's dress later. They started in the neutral position and kind of right back at it in those front headlock options. And
Hammes takes another shot, gets stretched out here.
He's getting in there. He just needs to come up and finish the shot. He's staying too low, and it's allowing Tripp to counter. I feel like if he steps up with that double right away, we went for the high C that time.
Taking that many shots can definitely wear on you.
Yeah. I love that he's being that aggressive. He just needs to work a little bit more on finishing the shot because so far Tripp's been able to counter every one of those shots, and he gets another takedown because of it. Now they're going to stop for the blood time again. Can't tell if it's his nose or his lip, but Sarah's like, yeah, there's not a lot to do on that one. So you do have a limit on how much blood time you're allowed. It's, 2 minutes of blood time, actually stopping the bleeding.
Right, and then it can go into injury time, I believe. But
yeah. So the time only counts while stopping the bleeding. Once you've stopped the bleeding, the cleanup doesn't count against your time. Injury time is limited as well. The only thing that's not limited on how much time you get is concussion concern. So they have an unlimited amount of time to evaluate a concussion. Everything else, you have to make a decision on whether you're good to go or not.
Hams with an explosive start. Maybe doesn't have the hand control he needs and is returned.
Tripp did a good job holding on to that leg to get him back down. I'm looking for Hams to explode up here again because that was a good explosive stand-up to start with. Hams trying to knee slide his way away from Tripp. Looks like Tripp's trying to work maybe a crossface up there. A little harder to tell when it's on the opposite side, but again, Hams has to work at getting back up to his base, so knees and hands versus belly laying on the mat. Hams then gets an escape, gets 1 point there, so it's 6-3, and immediately back in on a shot.
Here.
This time he does a better job of buckling down on the knee.
And it looks like he's going to get the takedown.
There you go. So he worked his way up past the hip, and that awarded him the 2-point takedown. Now he's looking for the half Nelson.
He's going to get it. He's going to get some counts.
10 seconds, and he gets the pin. Second period with 9 seconds left. Good match.
Huge change of momentum there as Tripp was up, I believe, 6-2. And then
he got that escape, 6-3, and then the takedown. Yep, so. All right, so we're back to a 12-12 duel here now.
Ham's not giving any sign of giving up.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, he'd been in on a lot of shots, but he just hadn't finished it. Well, that one he went ahead and.
He was just feeling out, seeing what was working, and I think that was to his benefit.
Yeah. So at 195, Jackson Cadal for Roland-Story is going to take a forfeit. All right, so Gilbert had a wrestler listed. I don't know why they aren't wrestling. If they're not here, didn't make weight, injured, who knows. But we'll move on to 220 pounds, where I believe we're going to see Jackson Stensland for Gilbert and Wes Hansen for Roland-Story. We'll hear the announcement from the scorer's table here in a second.
For Roland-Story, Wes Hansen. For Gilbert, Mason Griffin.
Griffin.
Mason Griffin it is, okay. So Mason Griffin, a freshman for the Tigers, and Wes Hansen, a sophomore for the Norsemen. Now when you get the younger, heavier weights, a lot of times you see more of the ties up, but
nice snap down, go behind there by the Gilbert wrestler, Mason Griffin.
Now he's working that crossface, trying to look for a cradle. Yeah, it was good come around after that snap down. Good hustle by Griffin.
sometimes a lot easier and better to manufacture those points, not being stretched out on a shot. So,
yeah. Well, and the other thing that benefits not being in, traditional drop down on a leg shot when you're a heavier wrestler is that you don't have a 200-pound kid laying on you when you do that. You know?
Yep.
You see a lot more duck unders and things like that, or the actual just attempts to throw people.
Yeah.
Griffin got good arm control there with the cross wrist. Hansen looking to get his hand free and does, and almost had a locked hands there. Griffin, good pressure on the back of the head, trying to dig that arm out. 20 seconds remaining in the first period. Looking for Butcher.
Looks like he's about to go.
Is trying to come the opposite way of what most people would with that.
Looks
Seems
like he's
to be
going to get some swipes. 3 seconds left here. He's going to get the for sure 2 count.
I think he got all 3. Nope, just 2. Okay. So a 2-point near fall for Mason Griffin's going to give him a 4-0 lead after 1 period. And Hansen is going to choose the top position. Again, you don't see that quite as often because you risk of losing a point if they get away, but with a lot of times it's just not fun being underneath a 200-pound individual.
That's right.
Hansen looking to bring him back down to the mat.
Trying to knee slide up here, but it's always a tough time without a hand on bottom, so that's usually a good first priority.
Like Griffin's close to getting out, but just not quite enough there to get away. And, yeah, if you can fight some wrists and pop that hand away. But as it stands, Hansen actually had him broken back down to the mat. Still fighting wrists. Pretty good ride here so far from Hansen. If you watch college wrestling, there's riding time points. That is not a thing in high school. So at this point, Hansen looking to break him back down to the mat. Griffin just trying to keep his belly off the mat. But at some point also, Griffin's going to have to go back to trying to stand up. He can't just kind of hang out in the neutral position or in the starter's position. You see Griffin working out to the side. Usually that's a safe way to avoid getting stalling on yourself. If you stand up behind him the whole time, you get risk. Ooh.
It looks like Griffin's going to get out, but
they went out of bounds while they did it, so it's going to be 1 point for the escape for Griffin. He'll have a 5-0 lead. Hansen gets into that leg. See if he can finish it.
Griffin just caught there, but now working his hips back.
It looks like, which would make sense, Griffin has a little bit of an advantage size-wise on Hansen as Hansen's bumped up a weight class. But Griffin doing a good job sliding his knee back and ends up forcing the.
He's going to get around for 2. It's going to bump his lead up to 7-0 going into the third period.
And he gets choice. He's going to choose neutral. Coach is telling him, hey, make sure you keep your legs back. You don't want to give up a takedown here and get taken to your back. As you get these two teams battle of Story County here, they probably care a fair amount about this duel.
I would say so. And Griffin almost had a feet to back there, looking for the fall, settling in.
He gets it. Third period, 26 seconds in. Mason Griffin with the fall. Our score table's off a little bit. It should be 18-18. Hansen's down on the mat. I'm not sure. Everything's moving, so I think it's probably might have got the wind knocked out of him a little bit on the tight.
Right.
Like you said, feet to back is a sudden stop.
It is, especially if you don't know it's coming.
Yeah. So hopefully he's okay. Getting the quick 4-1-1 with Sarah about making sure, and then all right, we're gonna get him up. And
looks like we're gonna have a little different size matchup here at heavyweight.
So Gilbert doesn't actually have a heavyweight listed, so that means it's a 220 bumping up for them.
Correct.
Six matches. For forfeit. So Jackson Sensland, the senior for Gilbert, bumping up from 220 to 285 to wrestle Aaron Payton, the junior from Roland-Story.
Both guys coming out swinging early here. Sometimes that does seem to change in some upper weights as the match goes on.
Oh, here's the throw attempt. Who's going to get there? Oh.
Okay, Gilbert's going to end up on top here.
Stensland with good body positioning, preventing the throw from the other way and able to take Payton to his back. No back points awarded, not enough time for that, but Stensland does get the 2-point takedown.
Stensland putting on a tough ride here.
Headgear was coming off, so the referee stopped it because they were in a position where there was no real advantage. Oop. So in the starting position, you want to face the referee. The referee wants you to face them. The referee is going to be in a position where he can see the scorer's table while the wrestler is looking at him, so that's why you had him turn around. Stenlund trying to work that ankle up, and you can't just hang on the ankle, but the fact that he was elevated and trying to work his way up has been usually going to avoid any type of stalling type call. 20 seconds remaining in the first. If Stensland can finish this ride out, that's going to be a pretty solid first period for him.
Almost quick exposure there.
Yeah. So you need a couple swipes to get 2 points. Just exposing the back isn't enough. And if you get a 5 count from the official, you get 3 points. Stensland's going to get choice, and he's going to go down position. So he's going to be in a position he hasn't been yet with a wrestler that's got some size on him. But it also, if you're worried about the other wrestler throwing your wrestler, you don't get it thrown as often from the bottom position. And he's going to get 1 point because Aaron Payton locked his hands as he turned. So you can't lock your hands if you're not in any type of a pinning combination there while you're in control.
Got to have an arm or a leg in there. Can't just be around his body.
Yeah.
So Stensland's going to try to pop up here again, but be broken back down.
So this is where it gets tough to give up that weight because now there's just a lot of pressure on your back. And Payton's going to look to turn the half and gets him turned. And now Stensland has to fight there. There's a 5 count for 3 near fall points.
Doesn't look like he's flat yet, and he's going to get out of it.
Good fight there from Stensland. So he gets back to his belly, but 3 points awarded to Aaron Payton. And we're tied up here with 1:15 remaining in the second period. And he's going right back into that half again. Stensland had his arm up and kind of was looking that way, and Payton jumped right on it. And that's going to be a fall for Aaron Payton and the Roland-Story Norsemen to take a 24-18 lead.
Moving on to 106 here. Dennis May for Gilbert and Hayden Eslick for Roland-Story.
Yeah, our scoreboard is off, and I think it's just because they didn't award the forfeit points at 195 pounds. Eslick in on a shot, quick, gets the takedown.
May with a quick sit out and escape.
Eslick right back in. Really good action from him so far. So he's got a 4-1 lead right now and has that cross the body arm. Oh, he's got a
working an arm bar there.
There you go, okay.
He's got the arm trapped.
Ooh, this is gonna be troublesome.
May gets his arm free.
Good solid ride from Eslick so far as he's working this. You can see that his left arm on his back there, that's the arm bar. He's trying to put that pressure on his back to turn him over. He's trying to catch his wrist with the right hand. From this angle, I can't quite tell if he has it again or not. He lost it for a little bit, but he might have it again. Eslick doing a really good job of trapping that arm, not allowing May to get any way to get away. So far has not had luck turning him with the arm bar, but it's still not fun to be in that position that whole time.
No kidding. It's going to take a lot out of May here as time expires.
So 4-1 is going to be the score after one period. And May is going to get the choice. He's looking to his coach for advice. Coach is going to say neutral. Start the second period. Eslick got 2 takedowns already. Probably excited to see that neutral position again. May doing a much better job of keeping his hands out in front, trying to protect against that shot. Eslick gets to the leg anyway. Hasn't quite finished the shot yet. Needs to limp arm out because May's got his left arm trapped. As long as he's got that arm trapped, he's not going to get that takedown awarded.
Working for a quarter here, May.
Might get a stalemate here. They're kind of stuck in this position, I think. May tried to turn around, go the other way, but wasn't able to maintain any control that way, and Eslick gets the takedown again. And he's right back into that arm bar.
Not a place I'd like to be.
No, it's not a comfortable spot, and you really just have your face planted on the mat, and it's just not fun. Now he's trying to work him over, driving that shoulder up towards his opponent's head, trying to get him to turn over. Roland-Story needs to make up some points here anyway because they got a couple of forfeits coming up.
May's able to crawl out of it. Hits a sit out. We're going to go out of bounds.
So they're going to maintain that position. May's still going to be down. He was on the verge of an escape, but wasn't able to get away. So 9.3 seconds remaining in the second period, which is enough time that you can score if you explode off the bottom. May goes for the stand-up, trying to get arms caught and gets away. Oh, not quite able to. Looked like he had cleared, but Eslick just caught that ankle, dropped down, and with that arm on the waist, they're going to stay. He still had control, so good attempt by May, but real good scramble there from Eslick to maintain control. 6-1 going into the third, and Eslick having a discussion with his coach, and he's going to choose the bottom position as he crawls back to the center to start the third. So you see the official putting up his hand like a C for both of those two. You have to wait until he tells you to cover the opponent before you cover. May looks to put in a leg, puts in the double hooks.
It's going to flatten out Eslick.
Now this is a catch-22 here because it's hard to get away from the double leg in, but it's hard to turn a guy too. It just gives a little bit less pressure to.
May with the aggressive approach, and that is working to his advantage, no question, as he's working a power half here.
And he did pop that other leg out, so he's just a one leg in now. Switching to the other side on the power half. I guess now he doesn't have either leg in. He's really driving that, really putting that extra pressure on. Good fight by Eslick so far, but May's really committing to trying to get this power half to go. Bury it. Bury your half.
There
it does.
That's going to be a count for May as he adjusts.
I think he only gave him a 1 count, didn't he? And now
I wasn't able to see.
Eslick scrambles around and he's going to get the 1-point escape for Eslick. No back points.
No count there.
So 7-1 Eslick with 45 seconds remaining. Eslick bonus point hunting, and May looking to make some type of big move. Eslick gets in on the shot. Needs to work his way up to get his 2. He's got his arm around the back. There
Looks like
it is.
He's got it there,
Yep.
and that's going to be 2. Now we're in bonus point territory.
Now Eslick just wants to keep him on the mat, essentially. I mean, obviously, if you can pin him, you pin him. But
right. 20 seconds left. Don't want anything crazy to happen.
May needs to find an escape and quick takedown, reversal, something. Gets the escape. Now it's a 9-point lead, 11-2. And that's going to be the end of it. So Hayden Eslick with an impressive first match here, winning 11-2. Giving the Norsemen 27-18 lead.
Now the Norsemen at 113 pounds, Roland-Story, Gilbert,
Okay, so 113 pounds for the Gilbert Tigers, freshman Corbin Bentz, and for the Norsemen, freshman Cooper Spalding. Snap down by Bentz.
Headlock attempt here by Spalding.
And actually, Bentz is going to get the.
I think they were both going for it.
Yeah. Gets the takedown. Now looking for a cradle. I think he's got it locked. Now he's just trying to work him over, and there's a lot of time left to do that. Bentz obviously in the better position here. And that's going to be the fall.
Flat there.
31 seconds. Corbin Bentz with the pin, which will make it 24 for Gilbert, 27 for the Norsemen. At 120 pounds, we should see John Arts from the Tigers, a sophomore, and Reese Fulton from the Norsemen, a freshman. Oh. Okay, so Roland-Story is going to be open, and John Arts is going to receive a forfeit. So 30-27. So my expectation is Reese Fulton then is going to bump up to 126. Oh, never mind. Cale O'Brien's going to receive a forfeit at 126 pounds. Holt Bellin is going to receive a forfeit at 132 pounds. And that'll clinch the match, or the duel for the Tigers. So at 138 pounds, Brandon Neese receives a forfeit. And it looks like we might have a match here at 145 pounds, which will be the final match of the duel either way. We have two wrestlers over there, so should lead to a match. 48-27, the team score now. The Tigers got 6 points for each one of those forfeits, and so they've taken kind of a commanding lead now.
On another note, I believe this is the first time we have broken out these new mats here, Bondurant-Farrar. The Velcro model, they look very nice. A lot less tape.
Yeah. Save money on the tape, and they look good. All right, so at 145 pounds for the Norseman, going to be freshman Anthony Jones. For the Tigers, going to be junior Jacob Ruby. We can talk more about the mats in a little bit. It's always fun to get new stuff. Ruby looking for a body lock here. Now comes back up top. Ruby does a good job coming around behind from that front headlock position, get the 2-point takedown.
Ruby trying to get that left arm to break him down here, and it looks like he's going to get it.
Kind of gave it back up, though. He must not have had as good a grip as it looked like from here. Ruby keeping good pressure on, trying to find a way to get the turn. Looks like he was looking for a half there on the right side, now switching back to the left.
Ruby keeping at least a hand here at all times. That's going to be to his benefit, as it is very hard to get up with one hand.
Yeah. Now putting some pressure on the back of the head. Going to look for a power half maybe, or just trying to roll that wrist back in. Looks like Ruby's just trying to feel things out and see what might be available right now as he's switching back and forth between different opportunities on the top side, but
burning a little time here as there's only 30 seconds left to go. He's still working for a turn.
Looked like he had a shot at the power half, lost his connection with his hands. Still trying to maybe work a butcher, but not quite coming around with it. So 13 seconds remaining in the first. Back to the power half. Yeah, I think at this point he just needs to commit to one of these things and see if he can get it to turn. So we end the first period. Ruby with a 2-0 lead. And he thinks up. Coach says down. And the official saw up, so he went with up. That's why most wrestlers are taught, look at your coach and have that discussion before you tell the official what you want. But again, first match of the season
Right.
type of activity.
Still getting those things figured out. Quick turn here for Ruby.
He's getting back points on
settling
all those
in.
swipes. Yeah. Lift that head up.
Looks like he's working for the fall here.
If he elevates that head, he's going to get his shoulders to the mat, and that's going to result in the fall.
He's got a lock here, as long as he doesn't get his hips too far up.
There's a minute and a half left. It's a lot of time to fight off your back, especially if he keeps it tight. And it looks like Ruby's tightening that up even more. That's going to be it. No? All right.
Yep.
And there's the fall. So minute 12 remaining in the second. Jacob Ruby with the fall, and that'll bring us to the end of the first duel. 54-27. The Tigers get the lead. Or the victory, I should say. Now I'm expecting we'll take a short break between duels, but we'll wait for that official type of activity. Dual score is going to result in that looking a little more mismatched than it was.
Right, definitely.
The matches themselves were back and forth, but then once you get that run of
Agreed.
open positions,
Yep.
The duel ends up over in a hurry because
Yep.
essentially it's like you got pinned at every one of those weights, and that adds up. Wasn't too long ago that we had some issues like that at Bondurant, but we've had a really, really solid growth in the program. All right, we'll step away now, and we'll come back when we're ready for the second duel. I would guess, 10 minutes, but I haven't heard anything official. But we'll be back when we come back to some live wrestling. All right, welcome back to the start of duel number 2, this time with the Bondurant-Farrar Bluejays and the Roland-Story Norsemen. If you're just tuning in, the Gilbert Tigers defeated the Norsemen 54-27. This duel will be starting at 160 pounds. For the Bluejays, we're going to see senior Marcus Teed. And for the Norsemen, we're going to see junior Christian Eslick. Eslick won his first match by fall in 14 seconds. So we'll look for a better match out of Marcus here.
Is Eslick ranked in?
Eslick is ranked number 8 at 170 pounds in 2A. Marcus really kind of came on throughout the year last year, really improving his wrestling throughout the season. Looking to improve off a good off season and start off this season with a little bit of fire. So
A very tough rugby player who's definitely transformed physically and mentally through his vast improvements.
I think it's safe to say
years.
that rugby really helped him with his confidence
Right.
overall too. Or you saw that more on the football field too. Like he's a more confident athlete now. Eslick,
Marcus gets away slick here.
good reshot there by Eslick though. Gets the 2-point takedown. You can tell Eslick's a really strong kid for his weight here, and Marcus is strong, but needs to work a little bit more on defending that reshot. 2-1 for the escape now, and we're back at it. Eslick able to counter Marcus' shot, taking a 4-1 lead. He has the arm bar in there, trying to get that opposite wrist. There's a lot of offense you can do if you can control that.
Sometimes when you shoot out of the tie-up, without a tie-up, it can either go really well or not so well. And
Eslick looking for the tilt here, getting some near fall points. That's tight too. It's hard to pin somebody in a tilt, but when you get it tight enough, you got a shot at it.
And now he's got the arm bar here and a half, and he's going to run the half.
Yep. Mark is really stretched out now, and Eslick is going to get the fall with 11 seconds remaining in the first period.
Definitely a tough wrestler who probably has a few matches under his belt.
Yeah. So Roland-Story jumps out to the 6-0 lead as we move on to 170 pounds. We're going to see Aiden Carl, the junior for the Bluejays, and Heston Johnson, junior for the Norsemen. Johnson ranked number 10 at 182 pounds in 2A. Carl moving up from 160 pounds this season. Both guys hand fighting a little bit, keeping some distance between them. Looks like Johnson probably has some extra length, but gets in on the shot. Carl trying to stuff that head down and get his foot back to the mat.
Carl's a kid who's probably not going to give up any easy takedowns, and that's what we're seeing here.
Johnson does a good job of picking that ankle up, though, and gets him taken down to his back, giving up some near fall points.
Found a little trouble there reaching for the head. But we'll get out of this one. Now down 5-0.
That's the struggle with the scrambles sometimes. Sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't.
You never know when you should just give up. You never know.
Well, and it's hard to teach, right? Because you're like, well, don't quit on it. Don't quit on it.
Yep.
Well, wait, no. That was too much danger. You need to stop now.
Exactly. I would say that's a problem I have been had a lot of experience with, so I totally understand.
Johnson shooting from space, good elevation, real nice shot. Gets the takedown, gives up the escape. 7-2 now is the score with 35 seconds remaining. Good sprawl that time by Aiden. Looking for a knee pick there. Good job turning around, trying to be the aggressor here from Aiden. Sometimes you give up a couple shots and you get more of a defensive mode.
Does not look like Aiden's going to give up on his offense here as he's
Yeah.
posting on the head and being aggressive with his hands.
Well, and you don't come back from a deficit by being defensive.
Exactly.
So after one period, Johnson has a 7-2 lead. Johnson's choice, he's going to defer. Aiden is going to choose down. Carl trying to stand upright on the whistle, does a good job getting away.
Very explosive and gets a hand right away. Two key factors. If you can do them both well, you'll get out.
So 7-3 the score now, advantage Johnson. Johnson shoots from more space, like farther away than what a lot of people will.
Most definitely has the reach on Carl as well.
And has just the bear hug locked up, but Carl's doing a pretty good job of fighting it. Like a arm stuck in there. Oh, Johnson slips the arm and gets the takedown.
They're going to call it 2 here.
It was close because Carl was almost back up to his feet.
Right. But they're going to be in rear standing here, and Carl's going to get out of that position.
Still saying that Johnson has control. Now Carl gets the escape, so 9-4. High C attempt. Oh, Carl hung out on his feet or on the mat a little too long, and Johnson just dove in for the tackle. 2-point near fall is going to make it 13-3. I thought he was reshotting on the ankle, but he just kind of hung out there.
And he about got it, but Carl's going to be down in a snap down position here and get the reversal.
I think they called escape takedown, actually.
Okay.
So 13-6.
Well, perfect.
Yeah, better for us to get the extra point there. Oh, too high.
Carl's going to hang out up top a little bit and maybe get a check there.
13 seconds remaining in the second.
Just trying to keep him down here, not let him get any more points.
5 seconds.
Carl finishes out the second period on top.
It's always good to finish on top as you end the period, but also that looked like it was getting close to getting in tech fall territory.
Right.
And now that quick escape takedown puts you back to only 7-point differential.
Carl's going to have to manufacture some points, no doubt.
Johnson chooses the down position to start the third.
And you don't know if you just want to cut him here and try to get the takedown instead of trying to ride out and hopefully get a turn or possibly not.
Johnson goes for the roll. Carl in on a leg still. Might have a spladle here from Johnson. Banana split. What was that? Never mind. Doesn't matter. Carl keeps him to the mat.
Carl does a good enough job of keeping his hips down in that crackdown position. Not yet.
I think he thought he would let him
go.
up, but they hadn't awarded. Now he gets the escape point, so we're neutral, 14-6.
That's
Carl gets the takedown. Yep.
He's probably going to want to cut him here.
Honestly, I think right now you go takedown, let him up, because it looks like Carl might be the better conditioned at this point.
Ref's going to say no escape there.
Let him. Yeah, he's not actually letting go of control, so he's not getting anything here.
He's got to get that hand off the head.
That's
right
also,
there.
Yeah, there's the one escape.
He's going to dive in on another shot.
45 seconds. Carl's got to work fast.
Johnson's going to hang out here. Carl's trying to run behind.
Drop his head in that hole and see if he can get to the knee, but Johnson's length being a little bit of a problem here. There he is.
Carl's maybe going to try the near side cradle. Just goes around and gets the 2.
One escape, 16-10. 14 seconds remaining.
Johnson's able to have the legs here, kind of kill some time, not put himself in any danger as time winds down.
So we're going to finish this match. Heston Johnson with a 16-10 victory.
Johnson with a very tough first period and is able to finish it out here.
Alex Martin coming out for the Blue Jays.
Alex Martin making his first appearance here
And
at 182
they're gonna
pounds.
forfeit the 182 pounds. So that was the JV mat.
Had the pleasure this year of playing next to Jacob van der Linden on defense, and he's a kid that's put in a lot of work in the weight room and has filled out quite a bit, and really excited to see what he can do here starting at 195.
All right, so here at 195 pounds for Roland-Story, Jackson Cadolpha Jr. and Jacob van der Linden Jr. Yeah, Jacob had a pretty decent football season there, playing.
All-district player.
Yeah.
He's going to get in on a shot here.
Last double and gets the takedown. Going to let him up for the escape. Another blast double from distance and gets the takedown to his back, getting near fall points. Looks like Cadolph is going to be able to work out of bounds, but right now they're still in.
They're going to call it, I believe, out right there.
So 3-point near fall. So takedown escape, takedown 3-point near fall makes it 7-1 for van der Linden. Van der Linden trying to keep him on the mat this time. Ooh, hard crossface. Looking to wrap up the cradle, but Cadolph grabs the hand. And so van der Linden's going to let him get up and then dives right back in on the ankle, but they didn't call the escape. He's not really awarding those escapes very
He is not, but it is
efficiently, but
important to always give a quick glance at the ref and just make sure
you got your one.
that's correct. He's going to work for another pin here on the edge of the mat.
And he's got more room this time, so it should be harder. And he gets the fall. Jacob van der Linden, 1:27 into the period. And that'll put the Blue Jays up now as a team duel 12-9. And now moving up to 220 pounds. For the Norsemen, it's going to be sophomore Wes Hansen. And for the Blue Jays, it's going to be junior Keaton Harper. Harper out here put on a little weight in the offseason as well. Jumping from, I think, 170 to 220. Yeah, they haven't awarded the forfeit at 182 either for points on the scoreboard, but it is 12-9 Blue Jays. Harper with the snap down, puts his head in the hole, looking to cradle it up right away. Wow,
he's going to get it, and now he's settling in.
The ref's in position, so I'm trusting that he can see whether the shoulder's down or not, because from here it can't be much up.
Maybe you want to get your hips on top here, just so there's no question.
There you go.
Just like that.
Yep.
That looks pretty tight. And
you have microphone, there. You got a connection earpiece in him, so he knew what you were asking
no,
for?
We just have that connection.
So Keaton Harper with the 34-second fall.
And that's going to be a tough move at 220 for a lot of other people to defend there. That near side cradle. It's going to do him some good this year.
And he's a kid who just is going to benefit the more matches he has because he hasn't had a
Yep.
ton of match experience.
Exactly.
And so it's going to be exciting to see him develop throughout.
That's a great confidence builder there to start off the season.
Yep. Coming into heavyweight now for the Norsemen, junior Aaron Payton, and for the Blue Jays, senior Quentin Fulton. Speaking of guys who had pretty nice seasons on the football field, playing defensive tackle and just using that size to clog up the lanes.
Yep, super glad I was able to play behind him. He did all the work for me. So
made you look good all season.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what our hold up here. Oh, we're struggling with the team score on the board, I think. But 18-9, Blue Jays with the lead.
Quinn up from 220 last year, now at heavyweight. As he also put on some size in the offseason.
Yeah. Fulton's had quite a few varsity matches so far in the previous years, so has some experience. See if that transitions nicely to the heavier weight class.
Did a good chunk of wrestling this offseason.
Both wrestlers looking for some hand control, wrist control here, trying to find their advantage. Collar ties, and when you get to the heavier weight class, a lot of times it's a matter of pushing back and forth and just trying to change leverage here. And
Fulton going to work for an underhook here. Maybe feeling out, seeing what's there, what's not.
Good job turning away by Peyton there. I thought he had position for a nice knee pick or something.
Yep.
Peyton takes a shot from a little bit distance. Fulton's able to fight it off.
Run
spins
behind
around.
there.
Yep. 2-point takedown.
And that speed's going to be to his benefit at this weight class.
Yeah, he's agile.
Going to get a wrist here, maybe two, work for a half. When that top man can get the bottom guy flat like that, it makes it a lot easier and a lot less dangerous to work for other things.
So you can see him trying to fight that wrist, trying to pull that back so it's not out in front. That gives him a lot more options offensively. So you see Quentin's trying to drag that back. Now goes for the crossface. 5 seconds left. We're probably going to finish off in this position with a 2-0 lead for Quentin. Peyton had first choice. He's going to defer to the third period. Fulton's going to take the bottom position. Peyton's got that left elbow hooked and just trying to almost belly flop.
Fulton's going to get control of that hand there and going to make it a little harder for Peyton.
And he's going to look to roll him if he can. He's just driving that shoulder into the mat. And
Fulton's going to sneak out here,
yep,
get the reversal.
Little half throw, slipped through the throw, but able to fall down on top for the takedown. Or reversal, sorry, not a takedown. 4-0 lead. Going back to the power half. What's your strategy to get this arm out as he's trying to work that left arm free?
Probably a good place to start is building your base is, getting up from your belly with a 260-pound guy on your back is a tough task.
And they're going to call a stalling call on Quentin. Essentially the reason he got called for that is he didn't work out to the side. He was just laying hips on hips, and that's not a real effective way to score.
Some ref's going to ding you on that right away.
Yeah. No points awarded for the first stalling call. It's just a warning, but you will give up points if you keep getting called for that. So Quentin's riding parallel again. What he's going to need to do is start working off to the side for looking for some type of turn.
As it looks like he's kind of trying to do now, but
yeah, a little bit better. But now
Peyton builds his base.
So now he's got to break him back down. You just can't hang out there too long, especially if you've already been called for the stalling warning. You got to get a little bit more aggressive. It can really get to be a kind of a touchy thing, though, because a lot of times it looks like both guys are stalling. And it's like, well, how did you choose one guy to call and not the other?
Exactly.
I mean, Quentin's trying to work for something, but he's not really getting a lot to work with either, so.
That is going to be the end of the second here as we go into the third.
We're going to choose neutral position to start the third.
Important to be smart here. Possibly a guy down 4-0 might be going for something a little bigger in the third, but.
And Quentin counters that throw attempt into a front headlock position, but they're going to stay neutral. But there was that big throw you were looking for.
Both wrestlers are going to have to be careful here, as Peyton does seem to have a few possible tricks up his sleeve.
Minute 15 remaining in the third. Quentin trying to snap the head down a little bit. Probably going to have to commit to that a little bit more if he wants him to come all the way down. There's the
body lock
yep.
by Peyton here. Fulton looks like he's going to be behind and get the two there.
Just good awareness by Quentin of seeing that throw coming and getting his hips lower. Gets the takedown. He's up 6-0 now. Official stopped the match so Quentin could put his headgear back on.
It would be fair to say getting in the room in the offseason is going to teach a guy when to fire and probably when to hold and play the safe game there. And that's exactly what Quentin did, and he ended up getting two there. Now he's up 6-0 with 40 seconds to go.
Now he can bonus point hunt a little bit if he can find a way to turn him, get an extra point or two for the team. And
it's probably safe to just stay on the mat here.
Yeah. 25 seconds remaining in the third. Now he does need to come off to the side a little bit, otherwise he might get called for the stall again. Even just getting your knees off the mat will help avoid that call. There you go. 3 seconds, and Quentin Fulton's going to win this match 6-0. As we turn back to the lighter weights, Fulton's going to get the Bluejays to a 21-9 lead.
Foster returning here back at 106.
State qualifier last year, ranked number 9 in 3A, facing Hayden Eslick, who won his first match 11-2. Honestly, this could be a fun little match here. Eslick looked good in that first match. Foster always looking for some offense, so we'll see what kind of happens here. Ref stopped the match quick because right now it says it's 17-0 for the match score. Hard to do that in 3 seconds.
Foster coming in as a Fargo All-American. Did a lot of wrestling this offseason.
Filled out the weight a little bit too. I know.
No question about that.
Freshman year he was a little undersized. Now junior, he's a full-size 106. Good shot in there, comes through. Gets the 2-point takedown quick. Has a leg. Well, thought he had a leg in, but just kidding.
working for that arm, sucking it in here.
One thing I expect to see from our lighter weights is you're not going to see a lot of confusion about what they're trying to do. They're going to be looking for points and looking for them frequently.
As that will, no question, be a common theme here tonight, as Reed is getting swipes.
He's got that locked up pretty tight with 1:17 remaining. There's going to be the fall at 45 seconds for Reed Foster, starting off the year with a pin. We'll see how many of these next round matches or next few matches actually happen. Blue Jays on paper would be a sizable advantage. It might be one of those things where they don't even send out a wrestler for it, but we'll see what happens. 113, and Roland-Story is going to forfeit. So Connor Pfizer takes the forfeit victory, that's going to move the match score 33-9. I don't necessarily see anybody that looks like they're about ready to wrestle for the Norsemen, so we might have a few, 3 or 4 forfeits in a row. Coming out here for the Blue Jays at 120 pounds, Matthew McRae Jr. And he's going to win by forfeit. That's going to make it 39-9. Norsemen are listed as open for the next 2 weight classes. 126, Maximus Riggins coming out. And he will receive a forfeit for the Blue Jays, making it 45-9. We'll talk more about some of these wrestlers as we go into the duel against Gilbert, because I expect they'll get matches there. 132 pounds coming out, Landon Corey, also going to receive a forfeit. 51-9. Now to 138 pounds, senior Dalton Rao. I think that might be it looks like the Norsemen are lining up like they're ready to shake hands. I don't know. We'll see. Dalton Rao going to receive a forfeit. 57-9.
It appears that will conclude the duel.
Jordan Ryle forfeit, 63-9. And then Jack Lewis. Jack Lewis going to get the forfeit at 152 pounds, making it 69-9 for the final score. Blue Jays 69, Roland-Story Norseman 9. That concludes duel number 2. I expect we'll take probably a 10-minute break before we see the Bondurant-Farrar Blue Jays take on the Gilbert Tigers. So we'll step away during that break, and we'll be back for the final duel. So we'll see you soon. All right, welcome back to the third duel of the night. We'll be starting at 170 pounds. For Bondurant-Farrar, it's going to be Aiden Carl, and for the Gilbert Tigers, it's going to be Hank Johnson. If you're just tuning in, you missed the Bluejays' 69-6 victory over the Roland-Story Norsemen, the Fighting Gibbies, as they like to be known.
Score might not have gave him credit. Definitely had plenty of guys that were ready to scrap on that team, but the Blue Jays just were able to keep him at bay.
Well, we looked like we were ready to start. Now he's getting his bandage rewrapped while I don't know what's going on.
Now the fourth mat for Gilbert, Elliot Lawrence, Roland-Story, Roland-Farrar.
So the Tigers did beat the Norsemen earlier. So both of these teams are 1-0 on the season. Carl looking to arm drag pass to get to an ankle. What are you looking for in these tie-up positions, John?
You know, I would say, me personally, I'm looking for a wrist, looking to maybe take, an arm away from a guy. But most importantly, I'm looking for some snaps, getting him moving, off balance. That puts me in the offense position, and the other guy probably trying to run away. So with the snaps, they're so low risk, high reward. You're really not going to give up a whole lot, and all you're doing is opening up some windows for some shots.
He's trying to pull his head right down to the mat, essentially, right?
Exactly.
Over a minute into the first. Still looking to figure each other out, looking to see where the aggressiveness is going to get started here.
Both guys working through ties, but really haven't shown any shots yet.
Carl's got that underhook, able to stop the high C attempt.
Tough when the bottom guy here's sucking his elbows in, but Aiden's able to get him away, and
needs to come around behind to get his 2-point takedown. Looking to put his head in the hole and see if he can use that for leverage. Johnson trying to block that. Looks like he got a leg. Aiden's going to try and knock him off his hips so he can try to get around.
5 seconds here to go.
Short time. Johnson's holding on, and we're going to end the first period at 0-0. Johnson has first choice, and he says, I am bleeding. I don't think that was the choice he intended to make, but that's what we got.
Sometimes when you're a little tired, you're able to find blood easier. I would say that personally.
Johnson's got a pretty big shoulder brace built up in here too. So probably dealing with some type of ramifications from that. Did you have one of those?
I did. Wore it on a couple occasions every day at practice, though. Maybe a little sense of security.
It only limits so much, though, and
Right.
there's only so many ways that you can prevent your arm from going and still wrestle a match. Starting the second period, Johnson chooses the bottom position. Carl covers. Johnson with a good switch attempt, but Carl's able to cover that. Collects an ankle. Johnson staying active on bottom. Carl able to maintain control so far. You see Johnson's got that wrist control. Well, actually let it go as I said it.
Carl's doing a really good job here. He's hooking the ankle and elevating it, and that's going to make it really tough for Johnson on bottom here.
Crossface attempt from Carl. You see him working out to the side a little more. That's positive because it avoids getting any type of a stall call usually when you work off to the side.
Has to be careful about hooking that ankle. You got to be using it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get called for stalling if you're just hooking and hanging out there. Little action on the JV match as nobody stopped the clock from going. But Carl still working on top here. 45 seconds remaining in the second. Good ride so far. Needs to work off to the side now here. He's been hanging out just a little bit too long. Trying to dig that wrist out. Strategically, probably a good idea to work on whatever arm has the brace.
Also, maybe a little more resistance out of that arm as Johnson wants to make sure nothing too crazy. That is a great Granby there by Johnson, and he's going to get the escape. He'll be up 1-0 as time winds down in the second period.
Carl tries to get in on a shot. Johnson blocks that. 5 seconds remaining. And I like how that we got action all the way to the whistle. No points going to come from that. We're going to end up into the third period with Johnson having a 1-0 lead. Carl's going to have the choice. I imagine he's going to choose down as he does. I just appreciate when there's 5 seconds left and guys are still going at it instead of just
I would say
clock's going. Yeah.
Quick switch off the whistle here by Carl. He's going to be able to get the escape point here, and it'll be tied at 1.
Whole new match here now with 1:50 remaining. They spent the first period kind of figuring each other out, and now we'll see what comes of that here.
Both guys getting to a little bit of offense here.
Nice.
Carl's going to get the takedown.
Granby roll attempt there again, and Carl
going to have to be careful here,
wow.
But he's going to end up on top here.
Good scramble. Aiden Carl gets the pin in the third period.
Great mat savvy there by Aiden Carl. He knew what he was doing. That's just from wrestling around positions in the room.
Yeah, it's not just match time, it's mat time, and sometimes you get those best scrambles going on in practice. You might be getting a little bit of trash talk from some people down at the mat side. £182 now. Alex Martin for the Bluejays, Ben Hammis for the Tigers. Martin looking for the throw, takes him down to his back, getting near fall points. He's going to let him get back to his belly. That's a 2-point near fall, 4-0. Martin lets him get up 4-1 now.
Alex saw that they were both standing up straight and saw a good opportunity there to hit a little throw.
Alex is going to be kind of a big move wrestler. It's just kind of his style. He's looking for throws. He's looking to go feet to back. And as he collects that ankle, I'm a little blocked by the official, but he's going to get the takedown. And coach is telling him, keep him on the mat, as he almost decides to let him up at the same time.
Yep. He's going to hook an ankle here.
A good coaching opportunity here as, Alex was looking to maybe let him up, and there's going to be matches where you need to just keep a guy down and say, you know what, you work on that here.
You got the 5-point lead here. No need to try for anything crazy. Alex is also a guy that did quite a bit of wrestling this offseason and definitely was able to manufacture some good offense as we're seeing here.
Good job flattening him out. 15 seconds remaining in the first period now. And looks like we're going to finish the first period with Alex Martin with a 6-1 lead for the Blue Jays. Alex is going to have his choice. He's going to defer. Red choice is going to be, he's looking for the coach for help. Coach didn't really give him much of an answer. Oh, I guess the other coach told him down. Okay. Bottom man set, top man cover. Good explosion out of Hammis to get back up to his feet. Martin with the good mat return. Suck back attempt. Hammis is able to get back to his belly. Alex trying to dig that arm out now. Let's go with that. Alex jumping up quite a bit of weight. I think he was, 145 last year.
In that range for sure.
So sliding up to 182.
Kind of skipped some of the middle weights there.
Gives up the escape. Minute 10 remaining in the second. 6-2 lead.
Some good quickness seen out of Martin. That's what you like to see at some of these upper weights.
Alex looking for a throw again. And needs to get his hip back, and does.
And that's
There's
gonna be
the
two.
takedown. There you go. Okay, and the back points, and that's tight.
It's going to be tough to get out of this one here.
Alex's foot is a little trapped. It's going to be just enough to get the fall. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Alex Martin with the pin.
Definitely showed some of that big move mentality and came out on top both times there. Jacob Vanderlinden's going to be wrestling here next at 195.
We'll see. It's not real clear if Gilbert has a wrestler at 195 or not. So Vanderlinden checking in. And Vanderlinden's going to receive the forfeit. So he's 2-0 on the night. Blue Jays take an 18-0 lead. Now we're going to get for the Blue Jays junior Keaton Harper, and for the Gilbert Tigers senior Jackson Stensland, 220 pounds. Harper had a 34-second pin in the first match. It's going to be hard to maintain that pace throughout the year. Good double. Nice takedown there from Harper.
Textbook double right there.
Ooh, now that's the trouble area. He's
going to have to be careful here. Getting his hips a little too far up. Best to just cut it loose here.
He did. He bailed away at the right time. Right now, there was no escape awarded, so Harper is still in the controlling position right here, regardless of what that looks like. It is 2-0. And now you're going to get a 2-point reversal and a 1-point escape for Harper. So Keaton has a 3-2 lead. I'd like to see another one of those double legs. That's looked really good.
Watch those all day, no question.
Trying to control hands a little bit, get the opening. .30 seconds remaining in the first period.
Both wrestlers showing signs of some points here in the first period.
Scoreboard says 3-3. I didn't see them award an escape, but they might have. It might be 3-3.
We got the reversal and the escape, I believe.
I know we have 3. I thought they just maybe it was a escape takedown and not a reversal.
I think you're right. I want to say 3-2.
that's going to bring us to the end of the period. Harper chooses down. Coach isn't questioning the scoreboard, so maybe we're sticking with the 3-3. Harper, good job getting to his feet right away, trying to fight hands, and gets away. We'll push him back and forth, see what we get out of this. But
Slide by attempt there.
pretty good job countering that. Harper now being more aggressive, going in, attacking. See him drop down on that double leg again one of these times when he's pushing in, see what happens. Good wrist control there on the right side. Looks a little funny as he's trying to catch a wrist and the other guy's just batting it away. And
It's not easy. It's trying to like catch a fly.
yeah. So we need to get Mr. Miyagi at practice teaching you guys how to do that.
That's right.
That's an old movie reference if you guys didn't know. .24 seconds remaining in the second now. Harper holding on to a 4-3 lead. Under 10 seconds now. And end of the period, Harper has a 4-3 lead.
Coach Wonderland signaling a double leg here.
Well, Stensland's going to choose down. So Harper will get his chance to just keep him on the mat first. Sit out attempt by Stensland.
Harper's got to be careful here. Don't want to get hit.
Lock hands, which I'm not sure. He might have switched to the wrist. If he did, that was a really good move.
Got to be careful there in that rear standing position. Could get hit for a stall call.
Oh, the clock didn't start. We're trying to signal them because we have a clock up here, but not sure if they're going to look up. All right, minute 33 remaining. And Harper locked his hands right away. That's going to cost him a point.
Coach possibly signaling here to go neutral, and that's what they're going to do. That will give Stensland the lead.
But now Harper's got to be aggressive and go attack.
But he's got that double leg in his back pocket, that's for sure.
Yep,
so.
I like to see it. Let's go with it. There it is.
And there it is.
Nice.
That's a textbook.
Finish it now. Finish it. Oh.
Tough finish as
Okay.
Stensland did a very good job of getting his hips back and away. Both wrestlers doing a great job here.
Harper doing some pushing, trying to find an opening here. I'm going right back to that double leg.
Both wrestlers feeling the third period here.
Coach Dykey encouraging Keaton to go ahead and make his attack.
Keaton just,
There it is.
there we go.
Lift, 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 lift. Do it again.
He's going to have another shot at it here soon.
Stalling call.
On Stenslin here.
Probably not enough time that he's going to get it called again.
Harper battling for
Although
the shot
if he
here.
keeps backing up, he might. Shoot again. Shoot again. You might get that call. There it is.
That's going to be a point for Keaton Harper there as he closes out the third period. The score is going to be tied here.
The second stall call awards a point. So Keaton now has 5 points. So it's 5-5. So they'll have overtime, both starting in the neutral position. However, if Stenslin gets called for backing up again like that, it will be a finish to the match. We don't have the clock started again. Guys, somebody throw the towel out there and get it started. Well, we're wrestling even though there's no clock there. Okay, there's the clock. It's almost like it's not communicating with the board maybe. But Harper in on attempt.
Harper in on another shot here.
Has to be careful though, because he's got a.
Harper been the aggressor in the last few minutes here.
But he's not looking to finish that. He's just getting there. And if he gets a little lazy, the other guy's going to come around on top. And this is the first match of the season type of activity where you get into overtime and guys are just exhausted.
Stenslin in on a shot here. And it looks like he's going to finish it out.
I don't think Keaton knew the match wasn't over yet. But Stenslin's going to get the victory in overtime. Final score is a 7-5.
Both guys with similar styles here.
Yep, more mat time is going to go a long way there, and so excited to see how he's going to be one of the guys that you probably see develop the most throughout the season.
Oh,
and
no question. That on mat time is very important when trying to develop some mat savvy.
So moving on to 285, Quentin Fulton's going to go out there and take a forfeit, so that's going to move the score to 24-3. And now we'll cycle back to the lighter weights here. The Roland-Story coaches are having an extended discussion with the official. The Gilbert coaches, sorry. Now Quentin gets his forfeit. And we move up to 106, where we get Reed Foster coming back out, the junior for the Bondurant-Farrar, versus Dennis May, a junior for Gilbert. Foster looking to snap that head down a little bit, get in that front headlock position if he can.
Getting him moving here early, and that's going to help pay off here for Foster.
Good job ducking in on that
Quick
sweet
single there.
Yep.
He was there, and then he wasn't.
No points awarded yet. Now he can cover, and there it is. There's the 2-point takedown for Foster. Gives up the escape. Somewhat intentionally, mostly intentionally. Looking to work his offense again.
And that's big early here in the season as Foster circles around for another takedown.
You gotta get some time out with their guys that you aren't seeing every day at practice.
Exactly.
To feel a little bit more comfortable about it. As Reed looks for the tilt. Was a little high on it, or a little low on it, I should say. That one's better, though. That's going to get some back points. Only got a two-pointer there. Turned it back 2 more points, so that's going to give him a 7-1 lead.
Heavy on the head here, heavy hands. Foster's trying to manufacture some more offense.
Actually, I don't think that's 7-1. I think the score is wrong because there should be 6.
There we go.
6-2.
Yep.
Two takedowns, 2-point near fall, 2 escapes. 6-2. There we go. Okay. Reed's going to come around for another takedown with 12 seconds left. Now 8-2. Tilted him up again.
Slick tilt again there for Foster.
That's going to be a 3-point near fall, and Reed's going to have a 9-2 lead after the first period. Green's going to defer. May's choice is going to be, I think Coach is saying take top, because he's already taken you down and he's already turned you. So let's see what you can do when you're on top. Reed up to his feet right away. So if May stands here like this too long, he can get called for stalling for not attempting to return him as well, but he does give the release. Foster in the major territory right now.
Slick duck there by Foster. And it looks like he's going to go back to that tilt there. Doesn't manage to get to.
Good pace here so far for Foster. It's kind of what we're expecting to see out of these guys. You know, that's how they drill with each other. Is they, you know, we're going go, go, go. You're gonna see that for a lot of our lightweights, and it'll be fun. Whizzer in there by May, preventing him from getting the takedown.
Foster's always been a crafty wrestler, but
oh wow, nice.
No question, made some more jumps this season, and as he's putting on a tough ride here in the second period.
And this might end it.
Gets his hips on top. And it
That's
looks
gonna be
like
a fall.
He's gonna get it, possibly.
Great match there. Reed Foster gets the pin with 27 seconds remaining in the second. Put up the points and then went ahead and take your fall at the end. Blue Jays are going to take a 30-3 lead. Now moving into 113 for the Blue Jays, Connor Pfizer Jr. And for the Tigers, freshman Corbin Bentz. Pfizer finished 5th place last year at state. Same weight class this year. Quick, low double.
Pfizer's able to change levels really fast, and
he's just so quick.
That's given him so much success, and it's going to continue too.
The Des Moines Register released like a top 50 wrestlers in Iowa for high school this year, and they listed Connor at number 30, which doesn't mean anything, but also means something at the same time because you're getting a little bit of that recognition, and you know there's really good wrestlers in the state of Iowa, so for Cody Goodwin of the Register to recognize Connor in top 30 is meaningful.
And we wouldn't be surprised if he would move up that rank.
Yeah.
During this season.
And right now he's ranked number 2 behind an Ayala from Fort Dodge, younger brother of a Hawkeye wrestler. So they saw each other last year at state, and it was a really close match. I think it might have even been overtime, and so looking forward to if that's the Saturday night match this year, it'll be a fun one.
Exactly.
Not to put the cart in front of the horse, but Pfizer works that tilt, gets the near fall, going to give up the escape. 11-4, right back
here. Gonna go out of bounds.
They were on the edge, but I think they saw that beautiful Blue Jay digital camera over there and like, no, we don't want to take that thing out. We'll come back over here. Usually we don't get the officials looking out for us, but that time they did. Oh, wow, that was
big lift by Pfizer there. Good to return him on his back safely.
Safe and aggressive.
Good combo. That's where we should keep it.
3-point near fall. 14-4. The clock is, I don't know what's going on with our scoreboard, the clock operations. All right, 1.5 seconds on the clock. Oh my goodness. We have first duel problems for everybody.
Connor doing some quick math in his head.
I'm pretty sure it's 14-4 anyway, not
Yes.
11-4.
Yep.
Because the 3-point near fall was never awarded. No, 16-5. Okay, so it was a takedown and escape that I missed. I don't know. Connor scores frequently, and when the scoreboard's not working at the same time, it's a little tougher, but. We start the second period. Pfizer going to come around for the takedown, taking an 18-5 lead, looking to tilt here. And if this doesn't result in a pin, it's going to result in a tech fall. I'm not sure he can get this adjusted into a, well, no, he lost it. That should be a tech fall. Only 2 near fall? What? Connor knew it was over because that was a tech fall. He's a smart, savvy wrestler. So 20-5, I believe, was the final tech fall victory for Connor Pfizer. That awards 5 team points, moving the match score to 35-3. Now at 120 pounds, for the Bluejays, you're going to be junior Matthew McRae Jr. And for the Tigers, John Arts, a sophomore. Both received a forfeit already tonight, so this is their first match of the night. I know you said you were looking forward to McRae's match, and that's probably why.
Strong start here. So he's a really explosive, again, another smart, savvy wrestler.
It'd probably be fun to watch him and Pfizer scrap in the wrestling room.
Sure is.
Oh, wow.
That is going to be a quick duck there by Junior, and then a tilt, and he's going to get, it looks like a 5 count.
Ooh, yep, he got it. Okay. Barely got that 5th swipe.
Yep.
So 5-1.
Matthew's going to be a guy that
7-2. There was 2 takedowns. Never mind.
a lot of people are not going to see coming.
It probably depends on how long you've paid attention, because he had some pretty solid success in the youth circuit, and then
yes, that's correct.
You know, a little bit of time behind some good wrestlers, etc. But now back out on the mat, and I believe that's 11-3. He's got that arm bar in. Just lost his grip on it. Still in the first period here.
Looking
He's one of those
suck back here.
He's one of the guys that this weekend might really propel him into some ranked areas if he has the weekend that we might expect.
I totally
out
agree.
of him. And that's tight. That's going to be a pin. No.
He's going to have the ability to knock off some guys. There's no question about that.
I've reached the point where I don't really know what the score is. The scoreboard says 12-2. We'll go with that. It might be more than that, but So that's the end of the first period. Choosing neutral to start the second. Art's trying to get his feet moving, avoid getting taken down again. McCray just got a claw grip on that left elbow, and doesn't look like it's very easy to get away from that. McCray, nice double. 14-2. If he can get that three-point near fall, that'll be a technical fall. We'll see what he works for here. Corey trying to stack him up.
Definitely working a variety of turns here.
Well, he likes that arm bar in the back, though, huh? Oh, now that's got to be back points, isn't it? I don't know. Must have more pliable shoulders that he's not facing the back, but coach is telling him to go ahead and walk around the head, get that leverage going, and that's
looks like he's going to get the swipes here.
Yep. Now if he can sit all the way through to his butt,
which he's doing right now.
And there's the pin. Good technical finish there by Matthew McCray Jr. to get the pin in 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Team score now up to 41-3. Now for 126 pounds coming out for the Blue Jays, sophomore Max Riggins going to take his second forfeit of the night, which is disappointing because we wanted to see him wrestle, but moves the team score to 47-3, and we're now at 132 pounds for the Blue Jays, sophomore Landon Corey, and for the Tigers, junior Holt Bellin. Both received a forfeit against Roland-Story, so this is their first match of the night as well. Bellin in on a low single quick, brings it up, and Corey looking to counter that. Good scramble activity here. Got his leg free, now is looking to push his hips away.
Bolin was in deep on that shot.
That was a really good move by Corey to get away from it. And comes out on top, gets the takedown 2-0. Switch here from Bellin. Gets the 2 points back, so now it's 2-2. Bellin has that arm bar working. And Corey reverses it back.
He's going to end back up on top now.
Puts that arm on his back and decides not to use it. Bellin looking for the switch again, but Corey sees it coming.
Catch him here, and that's a pin. Landon Corey with the surprise attack pin. I don't think anybody saw it coming, but he was flat.
He was flat. Bellin is not happy about it, but we had a pretty good view from this side that shoulders were stacked up nicely. So Landon Corey gets the fall with 1:10. Moves us to 138 pounds. Senior Dalton Rao for the Blue Jays and sophomore Braden Neese for the Tigers.
Dalton Rao is senior leader of this team.
Qualified for state 2 years ago, just missed last year, leaving him a little bit hungry.
Absolutely. Fueled the fire this offseason.
Up a few weight classes from when he qualified, but
as he did compete this spring, summer, and fall, getting in a lot of matches.
So he went Super 32, right, down in North Carolina.
Yes,
and
yep.
Went to Fargo?
I'm not 100% sure
I don't think he
about
went
that.
to Fargo, actually. But gets the takedown, 2 points. But yeah, a lot of wrestling time.
Yep. And he's had a lot of mat time, so he, no question, did a lot of time in the room as well as he hits this tilt here.
Boy,
That
I would have thought that was swipes, but no.
Looked like it was there, but
Still got it locked up if he wants to try again, but
he
he's
may go for
kind
it.
of losing that left arm a little bit. Has a 2-0 lead. He's looking at the ref like, see, he's not even trying to work up, guys. Come on.
Hard cut from Dalton there. They're going to go neutral here.
Dalton's a little fired up right now. He wanted to wrestle a match, not see any stalling, and we're going to see
Quick.
another gear from him now.
Quick go behind there. Little change of direction.
So Rao's arguing that he's just keeping his wrist out there, just sitting there, not actually trying to improve or do anything. I can't work if he's just trying to stall. And
He's got his elbows in here.
yeah.
Tough when he's not building up to it, really.
And you can see Dalton kind of stepping away, trying to encourage the ref
Another
to
tilt here.
give that. But
He's going to get
2
some
counts.
swipes here.
2 near fall. Brings us to 6-1 at the end of the first period. Nice is looking at his coach thinking, I want to do neutral. They agree. All right. Should be 6-1. There we go. All right. Rao looking for the arm drag.
Reshot by Rao. That's going to be a quick 2. Nice high C there.
Yeah.
One boot in. We're kind of stuck here back at the same position.
So it usually encourages the ref to call stalling if you just keep your forehead on the mat when there's no pressure on the back.
And Dalton's going to almost get some swipes, but looks like he's going to go for it again.
Boy, from this angle, it looks like there's a lot more back point potential there, but Rao gets him turned to his back, has an arm around the back.
A little more promising turn here.
55 seconds. And going to be a 3 near fall, making it 11-1. Rao gives up the escape, 11-2.
We got to keep that.
Whoa.
Blue
Oh, dang it. Down goes the camera. Down goes the camera.
We might have to utilize the zoom feature here in the future, so we can't have that happening.
The question is that going to be a good outtake as the camera falls?
Possibly.
To the mat? All right, so 11-1, 30 seconds remaining in the second. High C attempt. Comes back to his feet.
Dalton working from an overhook here.
All right, quit backing up into the camera. Come on, man. Oh, nice.
Nice knee pull
Short
there
time,
by Rao.
short time.
And
That's
he's
2.
going to get the takedown.
13-1. Start of the third period. Rao's going to choose down. Rao up to his feet. Gets the escape. 14-2.
Duck here from Rao. If he gets under that arm, and that will end it.
Must have been 17-2. Maybe. I don't know. Or we're stopping without doing the math.
Math is hard.
Math is hard. 16-2 is only 14. So if the scoreboard is right, that is not a tech fall. So it was only 16-2. So we're going to keep wrestling. Okay. I believe the correct team score is 53-3. The scoreboard says 54, but I think there's a tech fall in there where they called the fall. Rao's gonna. Oh.
Almost had a takedown there.
I think he was maybe looking for a pin instead. He didn't like his potential there, so. A little extracurricular. There's going to be a tech fall. Rao, 18-3. The official is not going to do anything on points for that, it looks like. So 58-3 is the match score. Gilbert coach is having another discussion with the official. Oh, they are going to take a team point. But from here, I'm not sure. We'll see what they do on the scoreboard. It's potential they could do a team point for both. Who knows? I mean, the shove definitely would warrant a team point. The response and pointing at the scoreboard also could warrant a team point. So as we move on to 145 pounds, for the Blue Jays, sophomore Jordan Ryle versus junior Jacob Ruby. Ryle in quick. Ryle had quite a few varsity matches last year as a freshman while Dalton was out with an injury. But he looks to maybe have a lockdown on 145 pounds and excited to see a full season of him there.
Another key part in the Blue Jay football offense and defense.
Football, baseball.
Just a little bit of everything.
I would highly expect he's the starting quarterback next year.
But a lot of bit of everything at the same time.
Yeah. Which is
he looks to get a near side cradle here.
He's still got it tight. He's just trying to find the right position. Not quite getting it turned, but not panicking, not trying to force something that isn't quite there. He's going to go ahead and come around the other way. And that's going to give them the near fall and the fall at 1:08. Jordan Ryle with the pin. So excluding any team points that they took away, the score is 64-3. I don't know what they did down there, so we're just going to use it without the team point deduction. Moving on to 152 pounds for the Blue Jays, junior Jack Lewis. And for the Tigers, freshman Holden Beauchart. As Lewis goes takedown right away on a low ankle.
Get a nice ankle pick off the whistle.
Lewis is new to the district this year, moved in over the summer. Excited to see him be a part of the program. Qualified for state as a freshman.
Very good wrestler and person as he adds to this Blue Jay lineup.
That's always good to hear.
Yes.
Gonna just let him up now, go back to his offense from his feet. stalking on the corner.
Good clubs here by Lewis, but also counters here by Beauchart.
Going for the arm drag, then drops into a high C. Takedown, 4-1. Look at that, get that arm on the left side. Looking to drive that shoulder over through his ear and come around the other side. There's near fall points. 7 seconds remaining in the period. And he gets the pin at 1:54. Good Blue Jay debut for Jack Lewis. And that's going to bring us to our final match of the night. Senior Marcus Teed, 160 pounds, versus sophomore Noah Berger.
Teed looking for some revenge here in his second match.
Drops in on the
Tough
low.
shot there.
Going to go out of bounds, come back to the center. Teed with the 2-0 lead. Teed looking to use his length, get a wrist across the body. He's a long-armed individual.
No doubt. She's working a half.
He just knock him off his hip and then drive that, and he might get him to go right over.
There we go. There we go. He's got the wrist.
Yeah, there you go.
He looks quite flat.
Picturesque pin. Come on.
There we go.
And Marcus Teed going to cap off the night with the pin at 1:04. And the Blue Jays are going to wrap up that duel with a 76-3 win over the Gilbert Tigers. So that's going to be the end of the night for the Blue Jays, 2-0. As you move on to your weekend, there is a way to stream the Blue Jays away Friday, Saturday night over in Iowa City. It's like $15 for the weekend if you want to stream it. Look up Dan Gable, Donnybrook, and you'll find that information. Tomorrow night, you got the Blue Jays girls and boys basketball team here on Blue Jay Digital for a mega night starting at 6 o'clock. And also good luck to the dance team who participates in state tomorrow. So
Correct.
Good luck to all the Blue Jays. And, John, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks
it's
for
gonna be
having
a fun
me.
season. And good night and go Blue Jays.